Hi, my name is Roberto Sinha, and I'm the music director of Hamilton the Musical on Broadway. From right down here, I play keyboards and I conduct from this little hole in the ground right at the front of the stage. My job is responsible for the musical integrity of the show. So that means maintaining the current cast, maintaining the current band, keeping everyone fresh, keeping everyone tight. And it also means teaching new people the show as they come in and out. If a band member gets replaced or if a cast member gets replaced, keeping people fresh and keeping people as up to speed on everything as possible. Oftentimes the show is like the last thing we do in the day because we'll be in during the afternoon in some kind of rehearsal or working with actors during the day. And so by the time you get to the show sometimes at night, you've had like a full day of Hamilton already. This is the pit with a very fun, imposing door. Hello, look, some of the band is here.
What's up?
You can tell the sight lines down here are not fantastic, just based on like the logistics of the space and the pit. But so everybody in the band have these little conductor monitors, so everyone can see me on that monitor. So even if they don't have like clear line of sight to me live, they can see me there. So if you start over in this corner, this is the drum booth where all the drums are. There's like 5 different snares. There's sort of the whole kit is here. When you walk right outside, it's the percussionist, so they can sort of see each other and they can work together. The percussionist is helping us by triggering Ableton, which is running the click track. I cue the downbeats or count us into whatever we're doing, and then he sort of hits the trigger and then we all hear the click together. But he's sort of in charge of pushing the physical button that gets it going. Here's the bass. He's got upright, 3 electrics, and a synth bass, which is really exciting. Obviously, this is guitar. He's got a fractal down there that sort of manages all the programming for the show. It runs sequentially. He's got 4 guitars, I think, electric, nylon, steel string, and a banjo. We love the banjo down here. Key 2 is here, which is really nice because it's like a direct line of sight. Mike is our associate conductor. And then the string section is back here. 2 violins, cello, and viola. It's nice. It's a very comfortable pit. It's cozy.
Why humidifiers?
One, because it's dry down here, but it helps keep the instruments stable, especially the string instruments like the wood. If it gets too dry, they sort of don't like that. And if it gets too humid, they don't like that. So the humidifier does a good job of sort of regulating that for us down here. Do you want me to like sit down up there and then?
Yeah, if I could squeeze somewhere around there.
Yeah, come on up. So this is the podium. This is where we sit. Every time somebody conducts, a new conductor hits, we all sign a $10 bill and put it up around. It's the only, I think, job on Broadway where you have to pay to do it, as opposed to get paid to do it. The keyboard is on a moving platform because we got to get in and out. It's a Yamaha keyboard running, playing into main stage. Main stage basically takes this keyboard, and when you play a certain note on this keyboard, it will sound whatever instrument it is. So right now it happens to be on piano. The next time this happens to be a sort of reverby piano. But you can see sort of like how there's a clav. So we're not using any of the sounds on the Yamaha. We're using whatever's programmed into main stage. We have some pedals down here. This is our patch change pedal. So this will get us from one sound to the next through the main stage programming. And you'll see it sort of like go through there. This is a volume pedal, so you can control the volume of the main stage programming. You can sort of use it like, kind of feels like you're flying a plane a little bit. We have main stage running in redundancy. And so if something happens and you have to switch to the backup, there's a pedal here that will take you back on the backup. And then this is a microphone mute, because we will, throughout the show, wear this little microphone. We use it to talk to the band. We use it to count things in. Stage management can hear us counting so that when they are calling the show, the light cues and everything, it helps them coordinate with the music so it all times out perfectly. This is what we plug our headphones into. And it's basically a personal little mixer. So I can choose anything I want here, and I can raise the volume, lower the volume, bass. I add reverb to the channel. I can add bass or treble to the channel. There's a master volume. It's just basically a personal little mixer so I can hear whatever we want. And you can see like all the different conductors up here have their sort of like presets saved. And then this is the little camera that you conduct into, which everyone has so they can see. And if you peek out through here, there are monitors up there and you can see the conductor from there. So the actors can see it up there without having to look down into this little hole. Oh, and up here we have a little view of yourself. So you can see if you are like conducting way up here, no one can see you. You can just kind of keep track of where your hand is. And a view of the stage. So if the lights are flashing in your eyes, you can just look here and you don't have to look like straight up at the stage to catch what you need to catch.
What does it feel like to conduct this show in particular?
Yeah, I've loved the show for so long, and I remember listening to it in like 2016 and just being so like enamored by this cast album, which was like so spectacular. It really was like a dream come true. And so to be able to do this every night, like here in this spot, is so fantastic. I did it on tour for a long time, and the audiences usually much bigger on tour because these newer theaters just hold more people, but they're also further away. So it feels a little more detached, but like right here, I mean, like I'm literally putting my hands on the stage and people come up to here. Like people are standing right up. I see a lot of ankles. And then also the front row is directly behind me. And so there's like a real confluence of just like the energies, the audience and the stage, like all hits like right here. And it's really fantastic.